Welcome back to the Renegade Report. I'm Greg Kerr, the final show of 2014, but we will be back in 2015 with all the spring sports. I'll be talking some tennis and, of course, baseball, softball as the Renegades march on. And the weather will be better than what we're expecting today, which is a lot of wind and some rain coming on later on. But given Bakersfield's history with weather, we need the rain. That is certainly sure. Meanwhile, we are going to talk some women's basketball. We are joined by head coach Paula Dahl and also Clacy Tarver. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
You know, Coach, when you were in that very same chair not too long ago before the season began, you said this is one of my best teams in 20 years, and we are going to be pretty darn good, and you're 8-0. You are one smart woman, not to mention a good basketball coach. Has everything sort of gone to form so far, or what has it been?
Yeah, we're starting to play some really good basketball, and when we play team ball, we're pretty scary, and it's pretty fun to watch. And when we were at this tournament, they just are bringing it together, and they're a great group of young women. They work really hard. A lot of them are getting it done in the classroom, and they're getting it done on the floor, and it's a kick.
And even though you knew this was going to be a good team, how much have they improved since win number 1 to win number 8? What have you seen?
Huge. Even during the tournament, we saw a lot of growth, and that's what makes me excited is every game – new things are happening and learning and understanding, and it's a lot of fun.
What do you learn from close games? Because you probably don't learn a lot in routes. So what do you learn in close games about your team?
You know, we started out great against Maricosta, and then San Bernardino really came at us and gave us some fits, and we realized that we've got to stick with our tempo and what we want to play. And the team's beginning to really understand what we're asking of them and why. And so when we played Santa Ana the next game, we were a completely different game from the San Bernardino game, and they hung with us a little bit. Then we just took off because when we play our game, we're pretty good.
Now, Nakia Page was tournament MVP.
Yes.
The young lady right next to you, Clacy Tarver, was all tournament. Talk a little bit about Clacy's tournament and what she did.
You know, Clacy's the one who got us where we were at in that tournament. Nakia had a great tournament too and a huge final game. But when we played Maricosta, they had a young lady, I can't think of her name right now, but she's averaging almost 24 points a game. And I just said, Clacy, you got to take her. And Clacy held her to 2 points. And that kid couldn't even see straight by the end of the game. She was so frustrated. And then I looked at Clacy's stat sheet. She held her to 2 points. She had 12 points. She had 3 offensive boards, 3 defensive boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, a block, 0 turnovers, and 0 fouls.
Wow.
And that's pretty much a
0
perfect game.
0 fouls with that kind of defense.
Yeah. And the next night, she against San Bernardino, she was our leading scorer. And then the final night, you know, we taxed her hard, and her legs were pretty much shot, and she still came up with 12 points and had a big game for us.
Yeah, that's what you call a stat sheet stuffer. Say
Yes.
that 3 times fast. So, Clacy, what do you enjoy more, scoring or shutting down a scorer?
Well, I think I like shutting down a score mostly. And especially a lot of times we guard each other. So it's fun to like go back and forth because they try to shut me down. I try to shut them down. So I like shutting them down most.
And when you can tell that you're in somebody's head, or at least you know their game and you're going to shut them down, especially in that particular, and Frances Mayer, our producer, told me, I think it was that girl's birthday too. Yeah. So happy birthday, 2 points. What about breaking somebody down and knowing that I've got them and they know I've got them? Could you tell through the course of the game?
Yeah, you could tell because at first, you know, they start off really, you know, up-tempo and fast and sharp and stuff, and then slowly they just start falling back, and my job gets easier.
And body language, you can tell? Did she become less aggressive? Did she pass up shots that maybe she would have taken earlier or anything like that?
Yeah, she wasn't as aggressive, like with her dribble or anything. You know, she's kind of stopped doing stuff. But she did get more aggressive towards her teammates.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, blame it on the teammates,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, it was ugly.
Really?
It was great.
Wow, it was ugly. It was great. Spoken like a true coach who's on the winning side. So for you, and I think it's different for everyone. Does good defense bring out good offense in you, or does sometimes it's just two separate ends of the floor and one doesn't have to do with the other?
No, I think they both go hand in hand with each other because when my defensive game is on and I'm having a good, strong defensive game, usually my offense comes without me, forcing it.
And what would you say about her offensive game, Paula? You talked about her defense, so we can tell there. But what about her offensive game?
Clayce's the type of player that she can nail you from three-point land, and she can get to the ball to the hole. Last year she was coming off of her ACL surgery, and as on our way over here, we were just talking about how much more confident she is this year, and she can drive. She gets herself to the free throw line really well. She is the pro of falling after a three-point shot and getting those
I've seen
three
the
shots.
Three-point shot, yeah.
And she is a very sneaky, crafty player, and I'm very glad she's on my team.
So what do you shoot from the free throw line? What's your percentage?
Free
Do you know?
throw?
Yeah.
I think my percentage is at 60-something.
60-something?
Yeah.
You can do better, right?
Right.
This last tournament, it went up significantly.
Yeah.
Our free throw percentage had been really horrible, and in the first game we shot 92%.
Yeah.
Then the second game we dropped off, and in the third game we were in the high 80s.
Yeah.
So.
Got to keep it up there, especially when
Yes.
you get to down the stretch postseason. Games are going to be closer. You got to win it on the line. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but at the same time, they are free. So keep making them, all right? That'd be a good thing. 9 in SoCal. You're ranked 11th in the state.
Yeah.
When you look at the landscape, not that it's of any concern right now, but when you look at who's out there and who's in front of you, do you think we can play with them?
I think we can. As long as we play our team basketball, we're very athletic, we're very fast, and our kids are really in it for each other, and that makes a huge difference. And they're very coachable, and they want to learn, they want to grow, and I think we can.
What kind of team do you think would give your team the most trouble? Half-court team, up-tempo team, tall team, small team, what?
We've got to improve our defense on the inside play, and then the biggest thing that has gotten us in trouble so far is they've really tightened up defense on ball handler control.
Really?
And we've got a lot of kids who they want to still get those touches in, and you can't.
Yeah. Don't even allow a hand check at all.
And so we get ourselves in trouble because we'll go into series of several fouls in a row. And I think as long as we continue to learn and grow, I think an equally athletic, aggressive team would be the one that would give us the hardest time, because if you play a slow game, we're going to speed you up. And if you're really big, you may be slow. So you're not going to last with us.
Right. And you go how deep right now on your bench?
We played everybody for a minimum of 9 minutes plus in the first game. We played 10 in the second game, and the third game was the first time I'd only played 8.
Okay.
So we've been playing the whole bench.
Now, you and I spoke about this before the season began. I'll address this question to both of you. Now you have the 10-second and the press and backcourt and things of that nature. How have you utilized it, and do you like the full court press type games? Talk about how you've utilized it first of all.
We've thrown some different full court presses out, and we've gotten a few 10-second calls, and it can really rattle people and work to our advantage. And we're actually going to put in a new press this week. So we just want to keep giving different looks to people. And it's changed the strategy of the game, and I'm very happy about that.
What about that, Clayce, as far as on the defensive end, full court pressing?
I like full court pressing, but sometimes it gets a little much. But I think it's a good balance for both teams to full court press because we're pushing each other.
Yeah. I have this question in my head, and I'm going to go, this is going to sound so much like a guy asking a woman a question, and you're going to sound like a sexist idiot, and I don't mean it to be that way. But I've watched enough basketball to, when you watch a guard play, if you're guys basketball, you can tell a guard that doesn't have good handles, but he might be competent. But maybe at a girls' level, maybe it's more high school than college, but have you seen in an opponent, boy, their point guard isn't very good, we're going to attack that. Do you see that much?
Oh, yeah. We do.
Uh-huh.
We go after it, and we exploit that as much as we possibly can.
Let's talk about what's on the horizon for you guys as you head into the holidays. What do you have stepping up?
We play on December 18th. We play Santa Ana College, and then we go to Grossmont tournament, and we open up against Santa Ana College. So we have now become an NBA team, and we're playing our series against Santa Ana. So.
And what goes beyond that? You guys come back home after the holidays, correct?
We start our conference play. Our conference is going to be very competitive, and I'm really excited about it. And we open up against LA Valley, and I don't remember that first Wednesday in December. I don't remember the date off the first top of my head, but yeah, and we don't have any buys this year. We're going straight through, and we'll have our hands full. But I believe I've got a team that can really compete and take care of business.
Yeah, well, so far you have. Now, with a name like Tarver and Arvin go together. We know that, so little roots here, and it's your third year. You had a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
What kind of growth have you seen in yourself in terms of at Bakersfield College in the time you've been here, Clasey?
Well, I feel like I'm more of a sound, mature player, and I see things a lot differently than I did in high school. So, and a lot of things register in my mind more than they did in high school, and I think it's really helped me, and I help my teammates. You know, like fresh out of high school, I've been in their shoes, so I kind of, you know, help them.
Yeah. So I asked you about what do you like more, offense or defense, but what do you like more, driving the paint or the three-pointer? Apparently you've got that act going on there out in the three-pointer where even with you missed, you're going to the line. But
I'm not sure. I really actually like both of them. And since I could do both of them, I don't know, like whatever the defender gives me, I could just go off of it.
Yeah.
So I really, really, really like both of them.
No, that's a great answer. And the mere fact that you can do both of them is a great thing, too.
Yeah.
Because if you're a one-trick pony, I can guard you. But if you're not, then you're tougher to guard, obviously.
Right.
So you want to give a shout-out to anybody in Arvin? Anybody that maybe you and I both know?
Mr. Watson?
Yeah, Johnny Watson. There you go. Yeah, so now you can tell them, tune in, check it out, and whatnot. But, yeah, Johnny's a good man. And certainly had some good times with him over the years. He does a lot of work with us over on the TV side that I do some stuff, Johnny. And he teaches broadcasting at Arvin High School. He does a great. Have you ever been in his class?
Yeah, I was actually his TA.
Really? Give me a quick story on just being in his class.
Okay. Well, Mr. Watson's class generally has a lot of stories anyway, so I'm trying to think of one. I can't really think of one, though.
Well, just tell me what he's like when he's teaching. What's he like?
He's very, just typical Mr. Watson, very calm and chill and funny and laid back.
Yeah, yeah. A lot like Paul on the sideline, right?
Right.
Have you had any reason to stomp yet? I mean, I know that's probably in your DNA anyway, but you haven't had much in the way. You laugh about that stomp, don't you?
When we were playing San Bernardino, the official goes, "You can't stomp." And I go, "What are you talking about? I've never been told that in 20 years I can't stomp." And she looked at me and she goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." So.
And what was the reason?
I have no idea.
Old floor? I mean,
I don't know. I was using it as a part of a cheer to get my team riled up. I think they were just pretty much sick of hearing from me during the game. So
yeah, wow. So as you go through this season, other than the mere fact that you guys are playing really well, how much do you have to guard against complacency or a team? Is this team hungry?
Friday against San Bernardino, it was time for a wake-up call. And we talked about that. We talked about getting comfortable and that we can't get comfortable. And I had to get on a few kids. And the thing that made me so happy and what I love about this team is how resilient they are and how awesome they came back the next day and just did really phenomenal things. And that's the key. But yeah, we've already had that conversation. But we have the conversations. We don't pretend like it's not going to come up. We address it straight on.
And if you see the effort and if you see the focus, then you can handle the losses.
Yes.
If you don't see the effort or the focus, that one sort of stays with you a little while, doesn't it?
Well, and that's the truth. And, I always tell my kids, as long as you play hard, we're good. And I said, and even if you're completely lost, go all out. You're going to make something happen. And really try to teach them to not play with fear, just to play hard.
Right.
Knowing that something good's going to happen of it. And that's what this team does. I have 13 young women who are in uniform and 15 that are in practice every day, and they give me their heart and soul. And when you're in a team, we can be in a crowded gym, and my whole bench is louder than anybody else. The energy, the excitement, and that's what we've got going for us, is we have 15 kids and 3 coaches that are completely bought in and are willing to do anything for each other. And I love every minute of it.
All right. Well, continued success to you.
Thank you.
just remember that the bullseye will be on your back if you keep winning.
We've talked
and
about
once
that.
you get to conference play, your record's 0-0, so you got to get at it. But we wish you the best of luck,
Thanks,
and
Greg.
we will be out there for the home games, obviously, checking you out, have some highlights when we bring you guys back in next time.
All right, have a great holiday.
All right, thank you so much. You do the same as well. That is Paula Dahl and Clacy Tarver, BC Women's Basketball. We're going to flip over to the other side as we talk men's basketball. See you in a moment.